28-year-old Logan Gilbert out of Winter Park, Florida. The most important game in franchise history. Has the ball. Faces off with Dalton Varsho. Lead off the bottom of the second. And he's in there with a slider for a strike. Logan was saying these are the kinds of games I grew up dreaming of pitching in. And fitting that he's the one when them on the verge of the World Series for the first time to be that guy. Really the first piece of this homegrown rotation that's been the foundation of the Mariners' rise. Varsho smacks a line drive to center field and a base hit. Oh, it's kicked by Rodriguez, and it allows Varsho to take two. He's going to have a shot at a double either way, but that ensured it.
Well, he'd been struggling on fastballs, but he gets the head out on this one and just laces it. I think he would have had a double, but for sure once that popped out of his glove. And now this part of the lineup is what has been giving pretty much everybody trouble. But in the postseason, this lower part of the lineup has been stingy and a big reason why they score so many runs.
I mean, you got your six-hitter here, Ernie Clement, hitting .429. And he took a first pitch. Pigs fly.
Yeah. Yeah, if you just looked at all the batting averages between two teams and you tried to predict what was happening, it would be easy to see that Seattle would be up 4-0 or 4-1 or however many games are played, but that's not the case.
Ground ball to a drawn-in Suarez, knocks it down, finds it, throws late. Defense shoddy to begin this inning for Seattle.
Well, that was a rocket, and he gets it in the glove. He thinks he's got it, and he's going to check the runner at second, thinking he's got the ball in the glove. Watch when he checks, and then he's like, oh, shoot, I don't have the ball. And by then, it's a little too late to make the throw, but he was concerned a little bit about the runner, just looking him back. And then once he corralled the baseball, right in time.
No defense, kind of the hidden hand in that win for the Mariners in Game 5. Some huge plays, but the little things deserting them so far here in the second. And the Blue Jays have a chance here. First and second, nobody out. Addison Barger. Strike one.
Should see some splits in this at bat for Gilbert.
There's a butterfly version of it.
Yeah, it does float, and that's the thing. It wasn't effective enough to entice swings in his first time against Toronto, but I would expect that being the swing and miss pitch for crucial strikeouts and lack of contact, like in this situation.
Well, it's the #1 swing and miss pitch of any starting pitcher in baseball, and he only had 2 when he faced these guys in Game 2. Threw it again, taken outside.
Well, the disparity between the velocity of that pitch and 98. So that's what you have to think about. You get the timing of a 98-mile-an-hour fastball, and then that butterfly kind of almost looks like a knuckleball.
And you have less time to discern it because he's so long, gets such good extension. He's 6'6", really lunges for the plate in his delivery and releases the ball a foot closer to home than average.
Yeah, you have the biggest spread between extension for him and extension for your Savage, but then a difference in height too on where they release it.
Unique, both guys.
Yeah, one guy's tall and pitches low, right? He's got a lower release point, but watch how far he gets out at about 7.3 feet, I think, or 7.1, somewhere in that area. And then we'll see when your Savage is on the mound, he's got the high release point, but a short stride, which creates a different illusion for the hitter.
First to have reached for the Blue Jays here in the second. From 0-2 to 2-2 on Barger. Goes up to get it, bangs a base hit to right. Blue Jays on the board first. It's a second inning burst, and it's 1-0 Toronto as Barger drives in Varsho.
That splitter hung right there, almost on a tee. And now Gilbert's finding himself in a really tough spot. Got to get out of this with only one more run at the minimum. And we know what this lineup can do and how many times they can put up a crooked number.
It can turn into a tidal wave. This offense gets going. Here's the 8-hitter Kiner-Falefa, who's doubled in back-to-back games. Unable to lay off a first pitch slider. Bottom of the order is where the big difference has been. Down here, what Kiner-Falefa and Jimenez did back-to-back games. The leadoff double and then the home run from Jimenez. Huge gap. Mariners have overcome it with the homers. Ouch.
I know everyone gets tentative this time to steal bases, but man, oh man, can you get a jump right now on Gilbert if they wanted.
Oh, what a stop by Raleigh to save a run right there.
I mean, this is just great hands and do whatever you can to knock that ball down.
MVP candidate right there with Judge, has shown his value throughout this series. First and third, nobody out. Here's a 1-2 pitch. And a chopper foul. And the Blue Jays are sitting around back in August. John Schneider, some of the guys at the front office, and they asked, what has made us good so far? And they decided that it was grinder, ball player type guys. Who else is out there we could get? And that's when Isaiah Kiner-Falefa became available from Pittsburgh. Puts this one in play. Suarez has no play, and it's 2-0. Jays doing what the Jays do. Infield hit, Kiner-Falefa.
Two strike pitches are catching too much of the plate, and once that ball was hit, as soon as it was hit that slowly, there was really no chance for Suarez. Big inning you're worried about if you're Seattle is looming.
You know, they knew all about Kiner-Falefa. They had Kiner-Falefa here last year and then traded him to Pittsburgh. And got him August 31st.
This guy here has been a wrecking career. Wow, he has been tough with runners on. Now in this instance, he's probably going to bunt. But we thought that in Seattle, and he hit two two-run homers in the exact same inning in the exact same situation after leadoff doubles.
Similar situation here. Runner at second, nobody out. Let's see if Jimenez is swinging or bunting. That's a foul.
Now, if you're going to bunt here and he's good at it, he handles the bat fairly well. You've got to make Suarez field this bunt. He's going to be charging. The shortstop is way behind. They're not putting the wheel play on, which means he would charge to third. And you see how far Naylor is just trusting he's going to bunt by charging, hoping he doesn't square it and pull it back and swing.
It's got to be a terrifying thought for first baseman as you charge in there. Pulls it back, waves over the top of his slider. Life has to flash before your eyes, crashing over there.
Well, the only good news is by the time you pull it back, you hope he doesn't have the full weight and timing to hit a rocket. But now he's not going to be charging with two strikes.
Barger at second, Kiner-Falefa at first. Gilbert still looking for the first out of the inning. He's got it. Strikes him out with a fastball. Second one for Gilbert. Back to the top of the order in George Springer, who popped out his first time but saw 9 pitches. Springer in there with that sore knee. 2 on, 1 out. Takes the ball. We check him with Ken Rosenthal.
Joe, you saw that wrap around Springer's knee as he was in the dugout. That's a combination of heat and vibration, but there was very little chance he would be out of the lineup tonight. John Schneider texted him this morning, asked how he was doing, and Springer basically said, shut up.
He said, I took a 97-mile-per-hour fastball off the knee. It feels terrible. I'm in there. It's the playoffs. Dangerous spot here for Logan Gilbert. Springer has taken him deep before. Here he's patient. He's ahead 3-0. Green light if he wants it. Instead, it's a 4-pitch walk. And the bases are loaded for the Blue Jays. Starting pitching for the Mariners, John, has been, through the years, what they've been built on. But outside of game 1, where they got 6 innings from Bryce Miller, ERA's around 9.
Yeah, they have not. They've shown kind of like the battle they've been through, right? It's just a little bit weary in their connectivity to their mechanics and sharpness, because they have not been sharp, with the exception, you could say, of Bryce Miller. And you can understand it a little bit, but this is on the verge of really breaking the game wide open.
Lucas was 3 for 3 against Gilbert in this series.
If you're John Schneider, you want an easier game to manage tonight, because on the other side, Dan Wilson up 3-2. If the score gets out of hand, then it's an easier game for him to manage. That's not what he wants. He wants his offense to be within shouting distance.
Lucas looking to crack it open early. 0-2. Here's we were talking right off of the top. The game 5 was decided with a couple bases loaded situations. Jays had bases loaded, nobody out, and could not score. Well, the Mariners got that grand slam from Suarez. Barger's knocked in the first run. Kiner-Falefa's at second. Springer at first. Swing and a miss. Good splitter for his second K, and a big one right there. Not out of the woods yet. Calero's coming up.
I was going to say that sometimes you wish the guy would hit it on the ground and turn 2, so you don't have to face the next guy. But that one, he stayed over his body and over the rubber, and when he doesn't fall off to throw that pitch, it won't leak right and it won't flutter in a non-competitive way. He's got a lot of arms going all over the place, but you still have to stay over the pitching rubber. What that means is be able to deliver the best pitch going home direct to the catcher.
They've walked flat intentionally 3 times in this series. Can't do that here. How you pitching him?
Well, the first pitch was the one I would throw, but it's got to be a little more competitive than that, because Vladdy, he just is not going to swing from his heels. He's going to use the pitch and the location to determine where he's going to hit it. And if you leave it up, middle, out, he's going to shoot it to right field. The only way you get that ground ball is a slider over the middle of the plate down, and then that's where he gets that barrel of the bat on top of the ball. Even though he hits it hard, he'll hit it on the ground.
Ground ball, diving stop. Suarez from his knees to second to end the inning.
What a play.
Wow. Eugenio Suarez, who had an error in this inning that opened the door for the Blue Jays to get a couple runs. Saves a couple right here. Plus minus even for Gino. Jays on the board first. 2-0 after 2.